Hello. Before beginning today's topic, I'd like to share with you that you are a genius, you are special, you mean the world, and you are loved. Today's topic is accept all my instruments. Accepting all my instruments. What does this mean? Well, you are a mass of energy operating on frequencies. You are a multidimensional being having a human experience. You are a dimensional being living a human experience. You are an infinite being experiencing life through the lens of a human momentarily. Now, to do anything in life, you have to understand the building blocks. How was the atomic bomb built? Well, I had a amazing understanding of this element, of this element, of this element, and I learned how to combine them, and I had and built an understanding of their properties when they are used together. It doesn't matter what world you live in, if you need anything, you have to have resources. And when it comes down to it, is everything not made up of an element? Now, understanding what you are is very important. It is very important so you can express yourself. You can do what you want, and you are going to have to fine tune your instruments because you accept that you are a chemical soup. You're a mass of energy. Now, what am I going to do with this information? Well, I'm going to start investigating myself. And I'm not going to do this based off what a psychiatrist, a professional in a lab coat tells me. No. Do you remember the day when your life changed forever, that your mind using through the brain, excuse me, your mind through the brain presented itself to you and made itself very clear that it's here to stay and it's here forever? So you either, what did you do there? What did you do at that point? Well, you're sitting here watching this video, so I'm here to tell you that you're just an instrument for yourself. You can be your body, you can use that as an instrument for yourself or an instrument for the greater I am. It's simply just that. So, saying that we're waking up, we're in a new age of consciousness where we live from the heart, and sure, it's going to take you some time to get there. Well, let's start with the fundamentals. What am I? I am three things. I am a body. That is one instrument. This one instrument contains two instruments. It contains a brain and it contains a heart. Now, I often ask people to go Google, go look up what is more powerful electromagnetically. What has more electric potential, the heart or the brain? So I'll save you the time and tell you that the heart is not literally, but if you're an expert and you're a master, you'll find this humorous. If you're living from the heart, you will agree with me to say the heart is a million times more powerful, but science has it at 60, okay? Electromagnetically. So what is this to say? I have three instruments. I am three instruments. Am I going to simply be three instruments for something external, or am I going to internalize the fact that I am three instruments and I can use my three instruments? Because the paradigm of thinking by not thinking, what you're simply doing is externalizing your three instruments to the external world. So it's time to go inside and take charge of your instruments. Now that you know what you are, Before you didn't know what you are. Now you know you're a body, you're a heart, and you're a mind. Well, I'm here to tell you, you got to use them all and don't be scared to. Because if you use one, it's not going to slow down how quickly you manifest. I mean, it's your body, so it's your brain. I understand that through your brain, you have a mind, which presents the idea that don't use me, or else if you do, you're not going to receive. Well, that's false. That is false. And the best thing is to use them all together. So I want to quickly go through the list of what I say tools, right? I call them tools. And quickly, I will just describe them all. The body, we don't have to go into depth. I pick up my arm, it raises, I talk, I'm speaking, I blink, I'm blinking, and so forth. The body is pretty self-explanatory. Now, the brain. I'm going to start with the heart and come back to the brain because for me, the brain has more uses. It's not powerful, it's not better, but it has more uses than the heart. Now, the way I utilize my heart is in an infinite state. What did I do? I learned that the heart is an omnipresent, it is an infinite possible state, like that mindset of thinking by not thinking, only that the heart, with the heart, I get to consciously make what this infinite pool, ocean, feels like. What color is it? What vibration is it? Versus the later, I'm stepping into it. So for me, the heart, I designed a certain sensation, a feeling that I wanted to feel every second of life. I mean, nonstop, in an infinite basis. My eyes were opened to the heart, and then I was like, wow, this is awesome. It takes less energy than to use the brain, and it's effortless. Once you get into the rhythm, within like, I mean, you can jump in 30 seconds and decide this is it for me. What I did whenever the I jumped into the heart, I conducted an experiment. I was like, can I feel this? Can I feel extreme anger? Can I feel extreme happiness? Can I feel only gold? Can I feel etc. and etc.? And then I came inside and said, okay, Fernando, what do you want every second of your life? What foundation do you want to build in your life? What do you think is the most important? And I'll tell you what, the reason I am a master is because I didn't go blindly into this. My eyes, my conscience was open to the heart, and I was an elevated emotion and a certain amount of financial freedom. I carried this vibration for 6 months in lieu of, in the 6 months, observing sensations and really thinking what it is I want to feel. And at the end of 6 months, I left this old infinite pool and I changed neurochemically what my heart was tuned into, what I was consciously creating. After 2 weeks, I accepted that the best reality for me is to carry an elevated emotion. I'm not going to go into why, because for me and for anyone who lives from the heart at this degree will understand that it's common sense. Do you not want to feel the way that you want to feel every single day, every single second? When you realize that I can make myself feel bubbly, ecstatic, blissful, warm. You know those feelings that are warm. It's not just like that blind love. No, we're talking about warmth where you feel it in your back, in your stomach, and it just fills you up and you want to take a nap and you want to cradle yourself. That's what I decided I wanted to feel. So what did I do? I used the heart to maintain that, to nurture. I turn on the light and I consciously know I am feeling this way at a cellular level because A, I'm feeling it, B, I turned on the light. That's how I use the heart. Now the brain is a little bit more tricky. This video is going a little bit longer, but it's very important. The brain, for me, in my meditation, I wake up in the morning and I don't utilize every tool that brain has to offer, but I turn on the ones I like to use. So for me, it's like that, you know, the very the phenomena, the miracle tone almost inside of us. It sounds electric. It's like a zzz. It's something that we always long for. Okay, well, I consciously do that. That's one of them. And there's also the third eye. For me, it is a synonym to a want. For me, I tell myself the third eye is to pay attention. If I'm walking on the street, I will take myself outside of myself, using my third eye, using, conscious, and look at the floor. I will scan the floor, make sure there's no dog waste on the floor for about, I don't know, 20 to 30, 40 yards, and then in a snap of a finger, I'm walking through my heart and just looking up. The reason I do this, well, so I don't have to be looking at the floor, that there's a ditch or there's dog waste or any danger. And that's just one little quick way. But the third eye is a great use. I say it's for to pay attention, right? Someone's talking to me. I'm not the type that's going to like repeat their words in my head because I have ears, but to show that I want to put a little extra attention, I use my third eye. So it'll look like, let's say someone's talking and this finger is my third eye. I'll just be doing this kind of motion over their words, right? Another tool is, well, this is not one that I use, but it is a tool. And the purpose of this video is to motivate you to accept everything you are. Now, in lieu of choosing your best ones, I don't use all of them. I say I like this, this, and this is what I'm gonna build my life on. That's the purpose of this video. To open your eyes, open your scope, and accept you have a heart and it's amazing. And you have a brain that's less amazing, but it is still exciting and you can use it. So, yes, your brain, you can say words inside your brain, right? Like I'm talking, your brain is the exact same way if used in that way. And also, we have imagination, where we can have conversations, not just like verbally. I mean, we can imagine that person. You know, who was it? It was Bob Proctor, not him. Napoleon Hill. He would have conferences in his night with Thomas Edison, uh, Mr. Bell. There was also, I believe Lincoln was in his mastermind group, and it grew out to having like 50 plus members. Every night, um, what's his name? Napoleon Hill would have these imaginative experiences inside his brain where he would have conferences, he would have mastermind groups, he would have a big round table and all his people would be there, and he would, obviously using a lot of energy, imagination at this level takes a lot of neural power, a lot of energy, and he would have conferences, he would talk, and this would all be imagination. So a simpler way to use your imagination is imagine a flower in your head, but to the point that it's like a 3D thing. That's your imagination. So, what was the purpose of this video? The purpose of this video was to open our eyes to the fact that we have a heart that's amazing, that's the greatest gift. If you don't believe me, look up, do your information. What is the most powerful, the brain or the heart? After that, decide to use the most powerful. Secondly, we accepted that the brain is cool, it has its own rights, and there's many levels to it, right? I can talk, I could do the lightning thing that this guy calls it, and I can use my imagination, and there's a third eye thing that I can go anywhere in the world, right? So, all this to motivate you to use what you have inside to create the life you want. And my only advice, create a foundation from your heart, an elevated emotion that will be the rocket ship for you to A, have an infinite beautiful life to your creation, and B, don't not fear to use your brain. Now, I have a wonderful group of individuals. I call them my family. We are individuals that live from the heart and are experts at sharing how to live from the heart because it's an art, and we are experts at teaching you how to do that. And with this membership comes daily meditations too, weekly meditation, monthly meditation, And I invite you to join us so you can start experiencing and living a truly infinite conscious life. With that, I invite you to share this video, comment, subscribe. What's your favorite tool? How has it been throughout your conscious journey? What do you find is the most useful tool that you have to your disposal? And also comment what topics you'd like to hear about in the future. Till next time, I hope to see you on the brighter side. Goodbye.